Welcome back, everyone, to Final Fantasy VIII. Squall, don't! I'm a sorceress! I don't care. Let's go. Who? What? That man. Huh. I've seen him before. Must have a lot of clout in Esthar. Doesn't even have to say anything to get the soldiers to do what he wants. What's wrong, Rinoa? I'm just a little embarrassed. Why? I was so set on staying in Esthar. But then when you guys rescued me, it made me so happy, and no need to be embarrassed. Yeah, happy's a good thing, right? Thanks, everybody. Squall, you're awfully quiet. What's up? I've got a lot on my mind. As an expert Squall observer, he's thinking, what do we do now? Blah, blah, blah. If you think and worry too much, everything tends to turn bad. Why don't we just picture a brighter future? Whatever. Seriously, what do we do from here? I'm not really sure, but don't we have to do something about the lunatic Pandora and Esthar? After all, the Galbadians are controlling it, which means Cypher's behind this too, right? Cypher's Ultimisia's puppet. Yeah, and that Ultimisia. We can't let that sorceress in the future mess up our world. Let's go kick her ass. We're seeds. We're here to destroy sorceresses, right? Zell! Oh, sorry. So, Squall, where are we going? Can we go to the orphanage you guys were talking about in Trebia? That place is in shambles. There's nothing to see there. I want to stay away from places where there are lots of people. I'm a sorceress. If Ultimisia possesses me again... Alright, we'll go to Adia's house. You. Should be dead ahead. There we go. Does this thing have a reverse? It does! Angelo! Oh. Oh, it's the field. Oh. Sorry. About what? I'm sure you want to be alone with her. So, Squall, I never thought you were the... Yeah, you know. I'll go get Rinoa. Squall, you stay right here. So what should I talk about when Rinoa gets here? Nothing about the sorceress, huh? I'm sorry she's trying not to think about that. Who cares if she is a sorceress, right? You don't care either, do you? Rinoa's just Rinoa. What will become of me? Don't worry about it. There have been many good sorceresses. Adia was one. You could be like her. But Adia's still... I can't guarantee anything either if Ultimisia possesses me again. You saw me. She controlled me in outer space and made me break Adele's seal. What might happen next time? What will I end up doing? Will I end up fighting everyone? It's a scary thought. Even if you end up as the world's enemy, I'll be your knight. If I fall under Ultimisia's control again, Seed will come kill me, right? And the leader of Seed is you, Squall. Squall's sword will pierce my heart. I guess it's okay if it's you, Squall. No one else. If that ever happens, that's enough. I'll never do something like that. The sorceress I'm after is not you. My enemy is the sorceress from the future, Ultimisia. Ultimisia lives in the future and possesses me. She uses my body as her extension in this world. How will you save me? I'll come up with something. I'll find a way. Trust me. I do. Well, until you find a way, maybe. Maybe I should stay in Esthar at the memorial. Wouldn't that be better? No, that'd be pointless. I'll just end up going after you again. Just stay close to me. Oh, those words. What? That's what That's what started everything. What are you talking about? You don't remember? Something I said? Just forget it. No, it's because of the Guardian Force. That's why I forgot. That's just an excuse. Will you feel better? Yeah. Can I tell you a story? I had a dream. A scary dream. We made a promise. We promised to see the shooting stars together. I got dressed up and put on your ring. But the thing is, I can't remember where I'm supposed to meet you. I start to panic. I really want to see you, but I don't know where to go. I start running through the mountains, the desert, plains, Timber, Balam, Galbadia, when I realize I can't run any longer and I just want to see you. So I scream, Squall, where are you? And then I woke up. I was crying. I'm sorry, you don't have to say anything. I just felt like I had to tell you that. It was just a dream. It doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it. Maybe you're right. How about this? I'll be here. Why? The reason why you couldn't find me was because we haven't promised yet. Promised? I'll be waiting for you. If you come here, you'll find me. I promise. Okay, I'll be here too. That's a promise. Thanks. Next time, we'll meet for sure. Hey, guys! Sorry to interrupt, but this is an emergency. We got a radio contact from Esthar's presidential palace. They have a plan to defeat Ultimisia, and they want to hire Seed to execute it. Might be a trap to get her back in Esthar. Oh, the guy we spoke to, he said his name was Kyros. Could he be the Kyros? Esthar presidential palace wants to hire us? Okay, let's go. Squall, you're always looking for alone with tears in your eyes. Is that all Adia has to say? There's something I must tell you about me. I believe it was 13 years ago. This is where my story begins. I first became a sorceress when I was a child. And once again, 13 years ago. That day, right here, I encountered a sorceress on the verge of death. I received her powers of my own will. That sorceress was an entity of fear for my children. I could not let her get to them, but this turned out to be the beginning of my painful story. At this very minute, my bitter story has ended. I now understand that there is an end, no matter how painful it might be. Therefore, Squall, you must fight to the end, even though it may bring tragedy to others. Now go. Huh. An interesting sentiment. Alright. Can we just land in Esthar or no? Apparently not. Apparently not. Can I land on the bridges? Oh, fuck. That's not what I meant to do. Sephi, he calls her. I cannot land on the bridge. Oh, well. Gave it my best shot. Yeah, you're going to want to be careful on the roads in and out of Esthar. They're pretty fucked up. Oh. Actually, I do want to switch Selfie out. It's a level thing. I like to have one party of very high-leveled people and one party of very low-leveled people. Esthar, the magical, the technological masterpiece, is totally fucked. Are you okay, ma'am? What the hell? Where's the lifter? When is it coming? I got some bad news. The lifter ain't never coming. Billions of monsters. Yeah, Esthar got hit pretty hard. Oh, hey. It's this guy. When you fight him... Oh, I'm sorry, when you talk to him, you fight an Elnoil! Hey, puppy! Ow! A moonstone? Yoink. What can I draw from him? Pain. It's what's in the box. Fuck yeah! He's not immune to death! Get dunked! 18 AP. That's pretty good. Sell high! Yeah, you can fight that guy a bazillion times if you want to. I don't want any just plain old blizzards. What are we going to do? Not my problem. Come on, you want some of this? Alright, it looks like the palace is being protected, but the rest of the city is having a bit of trouble. You have permission. This way. Is this the president's room, or is it further in? Oh. The president is waiting. Oh, I thought that was the door. Is this an elevator? Is this a thing? This is not a thing. Sorry, it's hard to tell what's a thing in here. Oh, Ward. Kiros? Oh, that would have to be. It's Sir Laguna. It's really him. Squall, what do I do? What is up with this country? Oh, yeah, sure. Hey there. Been waiting to meet you guys. You guys are the ones who were inside my head, right? Yeah, Alone told me. It was like there was some kind of waves running through my brain. They gave me so much power in battle. We thought there were some kind of fairies all around us. So, I'm Laguna Loire, president of Esthar. Pleased to meet you. If we weren't in a state of emergency, I'd talk to you some more, but whatever, let's shoot the shit. What do you want to know? You'll never get going if President Laguna keeps talking. So why don't you guys throw out some questions and we'll try to answer them. I feel totally out of it. It's the real Sir Laguna. Ward? He says relax here a little while. You're already here. Why not listen to the mission briefing? Man, you look way too serious. Whatever. Where's Alone? What the heck has he done with his life, don't you wonder? When Alone was about 2, there was a massive hunt for girls in Esthar. Esthar soldiers came to Windhill and Elle's parents resisted, so they were killed on the spot. The massive hunt was to find a successor for Esthar's ruler, Sorceress Adele. Alone was raised by Rain, who lived next door, and I came to know her. Then there was another massive hunt for a successor in Esthar again. Elle was taken away, even though I was there. It's the most painful episode of my life. So I rescued her and sent her off to Windhill. Shortly after that, Rain died, and Alone was sent straight to an orphanage. Why didn't you go back to Windhill with her? I wanted to, but I had something else I had to do. I found out about this afterward, but the reason why Alone had to leave the orphanage was because of her special power. Doc Odine wanted to do research on her special ability, and he looked for her everywhere. The owners of the orphanage were Sid Kramer and his wife Idea. You know them better than I do. The Kramers took Alone out of the orphanage to protect her. They prepared a big ship to accommodate her. Gracious of them, huh? After a while, the ship turned into another orphanage, and Elle looked after all the kids there. She said her life on the ship was a happy one, but who knows. I don't know how she could have been happy on a ship like that. She was on the ship for over 10 years. That ship was attacked by Galbadia recently. Esthar's ship rescued them, and she finally met up with me. It was pure luck that we found her, really. I was out in space at that time. Alone followed me out there. Little Elle, all grown up. And she told me everything. Did she get back safely from space? Our escape pod rescue team was a little late. She was taken into custody by Galbadia. She's inside Lunatic Pandora, so we're going to rescue her. So we need your help with that, okay? What happened to Rain? Rain? Some other time, maybe. I can't. It's too much for me to remember. What are you doing here? You know what? I've been doing all my life, right? You were a silly Galbadian soldier. I didn't like your attitude at all, but I understood the bond between the three of you. Then you changed after you went to Windhill. Then Alone was abducted by Esthar, and you went on a journey to get her back. You wrote articles and appeared in movies to get by, and you were trying to find a way into Esthar. You got in and rescued her. I got a lot of help along the way. What I don't understand is, why are you the president? Want to know that's a long story? Let's hear it. You want to hear it? Alright, I'll tell you. I was really set out to rescue alone, but of course that wasn't the end of the story. It's a country ruled by Sorceress Adele with the ingenious yet inhumane Odine. Both of them were interested in her. We couldn't just pack up and leave. Adele will be angry. My research will be kaput. Odine only thought about his research. But while researching under Adele's orders, he was still making a lot of inventions. It was a device to seal magic, the sealing facility. So we could defeat her. I owed a big favor to the Adele resistance who helped me rescue alone. I spoke with my comrades. 2 issues came up. First, stopping the crystal pillar from calling monsters from the moon and destroying everything like what happened on Sentra. Second, freeing Esthar from Adele's hands. We planned and planned, and based on my brilliant ideas, of course. We're back in the Lunatic Pandora research facility. There's only one goal. Following Odine's instructions, we operated the panel and moved the crystal pillar. We set the course and the stop point in the ocean, and goodbye Lunatic Pandora. I love Dumpy Guy. That was the easy part, but we got found out. So we gathered for a final battle to lure Adele. Adele appeared as we expected. Jesus Christ, she's fucking huge. Holy shit, I'm just noticing the comparison. What's going on? We hunted down the culprit who moved the crystal pillar. Where? Inside there. And he's taken Alone hostage. I knew she would go in right away if I mentioned Alone. So was Adele possessed at the time? Maybe, maybe not. You thought I would fall for a trick like that? So, yeah, it's plain to see Adele's masculine and feminine features. But, yeah. Adele realized that Alone was a hologram, but it was way too late for her. Yeah, of course. My plans are always perfect. Kiro's word now! Piece of cake. Adele was careless. She might be a sorceress, but she's still human. We succeeded, but we couldn't keep such a dangerous sorceress around like a trophy. We had to do something. So, we sent her far, far away. Outer space. So we could skip all this. What's the backstory? Shut the fuck up, not important. And that about wraps it up. Real work really began after that. A fierce debate ensued about who should go from the country after Adele was gone. I wasn't paying too close attention while they made me up to be this hero of the revolution, so I ended up being president. Odine made a lot of noise about wanting to do research on Alone. It was a mistake to send Alone back to Rain. Rain died, and she was off to the orphanage. If I had gone to Windhill with her, I would have been able to see Rain one last time. Rain was dead, Alone was missing. My job kept me real busy. I was left here thinking about this and that, and before I knew it, all this time had passed. That's about it. So that's what he was doing. He was busy being the president of Esthar, trying to keep Adele under control, trying to maintain his own power, and try to lead Esthar in a more humane direction. And that's what Alone was trying to change in the past. She's either trying to help Laguna see Rain one last time before she dies, or she's trying to make it so her mother never dies. Mother figure. But like, that's I like that idea. I like the idea of trying to move heaven and earth to just change one little thing. Like, we don't even really ever know if it was to make it so she doesn't die. It might just be so that she doesn't die alone. Like, that's all I got. I'm gonna do everything in my bizarre power to make that happen. That's what I got going. Let me out of this room. Just listen to the mission briefing. Explain the mission to defeat Ultimecia. Straight to the heart of the matter, just like a workaholic seed. Is it my turn? Yeah, make it short and easy to understand. I will talk however I want. Yeah, Sorceress Adea told me everything. Sorceress Ultimecia comes from the future to possess the Sorceress of present day. Meaning she leaves her body in the future and sends her consciousness back. Does that sound familiar to you? It's like what Alone does. She sends our consciousness back to the past. You are a smart one! My first guess was that someone in the future with an ability like Alone was sending the Sorceress back here to our time. But no, that is not the answer. So how does the Sorceress come back to this time? You want to hear? I keep this secret to surprise you. It is because of me, Aldine! I researched Alone's power long ago and made out a pattern from the electric current running through Alone's brain. Once the pattern was determined, it was easy to mechanize. It may only be a toy right now, but in the time of Ultimecia, it is an impressive working machine. Which means there is a machine which imitates her power. It is I who made the first model of that machine. I named the machine Junction Machine Alone. It is a wonderful thing to know that my invention is so useful in the future. Junction Machine Alone? That's about it. So Sorceress Ultimecia came to know about Alone from that machine. And Elle became Ultimecia's target. You can't blame Odine. That's useless. You want to go outside? You want to go to fisticuffs? Okay, we should continue the story. Let's see. There is only one way to defeat Ultimecia. To go into the future to kill her. There is nothing we can do unless we go to the future. There is no way to jump into the future under normal circumstances. But there is still a way. It is because Sorceress Ultimecia plans to compress time. Compressing time with magic. What good will that do for the Sorceress to compress time? There may be many reasons, but that does not matter. Let's just figure out what Ultimecia is up to. In order for Ultimecia to exist in this time, she must take over the body of a sorceress from the present. But the machine must have a limit. Ultimecia needs to go back further in order to achieve time compression. Only Alone can take her back further into the past. That is why she is desperately seeking her. We must take advantage of Alone's power. There are two sorceresses in our time, Renoa and Adele. Of the two, Adele has not awakened yet. Once regeneration is completed, neither Laguna nor I will be safe. Adele is probably in the process of awakening inside Lunatic Pandora. Ultimecia will want to possess Adele if Adele wakes up. That will be a horrible event. Adele is a horrible sorceress. If Adele's consciousness wins over Ultimecia, Adele will destroy this era. So we must use Sorceress Renoa to inherit Ultimecia's powers. That's all for the mission briefing. First, go to Lunatic Pandora. Alone's probably being held captive inside, so rescue her first. Then, kill Sorceress Adele before the awakening process is completed. Now, we're left with Renoa as the only sorceress of this era. Then, wait for Ultimecia to possess Renoa. When Ultimecia arrives, it's Alone's turn. Alone will send Renoa back to the past with Ultimecia. Alone will have to send Renoa and Ultimecia inside another sorceress she knows in the past. Idea or Adele. That's up to alone. Once Ultimecia is in the past, she'll use the time compression magic, and we'll see some influence here. I don't know what kind of influence, but once Alone feels it, she'll cut Renoa and Ultimecia off from the past. Renoa will come back to this world. Ultimecia also goes back to her own world. But what would be left is the time-compressed world. Past, present, future, all get mixed together. You will keep moving through the time compression towards the future. Once you're out of the time compression, that will be Ultimecia's world. It's all up to you after that. Okay. So, let me simplify that, because that plan kind of doesn't make any sense, and I think it loses something in translation. Basically, Ultimecia is trying to do time compression so that, like, there will be no one to oppose her. No one from the future will ever be born, no one from the past will ever arrive. But if we time compress on her, we can kill her. And if we do, it undoes everything, because there's no one in the future to fuck with us, so we never do it. So, if we can control the time compression, we can get that bitch. If she controls the time compression, we all die. So we've got to beat her at her own game. So we're briefed about the mission. I didn't really understand it either. So will you do it? I have questions. 1. Rescue Alone. 2. Stop Sorceress Adele's awakening. 3. Wait for Ultimecia to possess Renoa. 4. Alone sends Renoa and Ultimecia to the past. 5. Time compression begins. 6. Get Renoa back to this world. 7. Go toward the future and compress time. 8. Defeat Ultimecia. 9. Victory! That's it. What? What funny looking clothes. You want to try it on? Yes, I'll do it. All right. Let's go. We'll get aboard the Ragnarok. Let's do the final briefing there. I always wanted to ride that thing. The name sounds so cool. I gotta say, Ward's rocking a kickin' beard. All right. Everyone, from here we go straight to our final target, Ultimecia. Let's go over the plan again. Yep. Next, we wait for Sorceress Ultimecia to possess Renoa. Are you ready to do it, Renoa? Yeah. That's the spirit! As friends, don't forget one another. As friends, believe in one another. Believe in your friend's existence, and they'll also believe in yours. To be friends, to like one another, to love one another. You can't do these things alone. You need somebody else. Right, guys? What place reminds you of your friends? Imagine being in that place with them. Once time compression begins, think of that place and try to get there. That's it. That place will welcome you. You'll be able to get there no matter what time period you're in. You need love, friendship, and courage. It's all about love, friendship, and courage, folks. I'm counting on you guys. Love, friendship, and all that sounds corny, but everyone seems to be up for it. You think it'll succeed? We'll try. Leg cramp. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait, how do I take the elevator down? Okay, that's how I take the elevator down. Okay. Give me a hot minute. I gotta go save my game. It's time for some of the most important information in all of Final Fantasy VIII. There we go. Yo, Laguna, you got something I want. Ward says, good thing you don't look like your father. You look very much like your mother. Let's talk when this is all over. I got a lot to tell you. Well, if you don't want to hear it, I'll understand completely. You know some rules. Let's play with the lunar rules on ours. Alright, man, if you insist. Now, what in the hell would Laguna be doing with Squall's card? Why the fuck would that happen? Oh shit. there's a plus going on. I just don't know where. Plus me? Nah, man. Plus you. Oh, fuck. What a wasted gesture. There we go. Okay. Now I just gotta make sure I don't plus myself into oblivion. Yeah, this is a safe play. And then that doesn't do anything. Cool! The sudden death rule is spread through the region. Nice. So, yeah. So, one cool... So, yes. As... you know... As what's the word I'm looking for? As tradition dictates. Ooh. Nice. As tradition dictates, a person's card is held by a very important person to that individual. And so, oh, the only ones I'm missing are Irvine, Renoa, and Kiros. Oh, God. Getting Renoa's card is also a huge pain in the ass. We'll worry about that later. Maybe never. But, yeah. Long story short, Laguna is Squall's father. Laguna and Rain shared a night of passion. She gave birth to Squall. He died. I'm sorry, she died. And then he and Alone went off to join Idea's orphanage. So, yeah, that's another thing. Like, that's, like, on the one hand, if Alone is trying to make it so Rain doesn't die alone, then that means Squall and her don't get shipped off to the orphanage. And on the other hand, if she's trying to stop her mother from dying, that means Squall doesn't get shipped off to the orphanage and his life doesn't go to fucking shit. Also, so those are Squall's stats. And if you'll note, Cypher's stats are exactly, are like the same numbers swapped around. Yes, they're the same numbers swapped around in all the different areas. They're the exact opposite. Just wanted to throw that out there as a fun little coinky-dink, or like an interesting piece of like design. Anyway, I've run far too long now, but thank you very much for joining me. Good night, everyone.